Hello, everyone. This is MMA Interesting Prospects podcast. Today, our guest is undefeated prospect Luis Hernandez. Hello, Luis. How are you?
Good in you. No complaints. Another day in paradise.
It's perfect, and actually, your I think that your career is perfect because like last year you defeated three opponents. Of course, you finished them, and the question is when will be your next fight?
So we're actually in the process. They actually offered me a fight. I accepted for May. We just don't know if it's gonna go through. We got to see if the opponent accepts it in Canada. Let's see. If not, maybe June. We're trying to get something around that time frame.
And overall, I think that you are in a like really good position in your career right now because, of course, you are undefeated. And do you think that there may be some chance for you to get to the UFC event this year?
I hope so. That's what I'm striving for. I do think I have the tools. I have the charisma to get into the UFC, and I will be in the UFC. It's just a matter of when. And Miami. I'm from Miami, Florida, and we don't have anybody right now representing us. George Masvidal was in the UFC. He represented homegrown. I will be the next homegrown guy from Miami to be in the UFC.
And they have like usually like in April the big like pay-per-view in Miami. So maybe next year you would be like perfect guy for this.
Yes, definitely. That's the plan. I actually want to go to the event. It's going to be April 11th, I believe. So I like to be there, and maybe I can visualize me fighting in there the following year.
And in your like last fight, you fought against like a really experienced veteran because I believe that he had over 30 fights. And
Mhm.
do you like to fight against this kind of fighters, or you prefer to fight against fighters like maybe a little bit younger or less experienced, like let's say four or five pro bouts?
So in this case, my original opponent um was 13-7, and he was 20 fights because I wanted to keep going up, people with more fights, more experience than me, and the opponent pulled out. I think 9 days before the fight or 11 days, something like that. This was a last minute replacement, and Paulo Games is game. His last name is literally Game. He's game. I think he's 2 or 3-1 in bare knuckle. Plus he has 30 plus fights in MMA. Uh, a lot tougher than people think. The guy is a zombie. He keeps going forward. Yeah.
Yes, and actually, this kind of veterans they have this like tricks. They know what to do, in what moments. So of course, the fighters like 3-0 or 5-0 are like also super dangerous. But the veterans they got this kind of tricks. They just like create some problems for another fighter.
Yeah, definitely. He was doing a little things that were dirty in the fight, uh, on the cage, illegal shots behind the back of the head, holding the glove. Referee didn't see it till like the fourth or fifth time I told him. Like I told the referee, I'm like, hey, he's holding my glove from the inside. You know, the veterans have the how we say in Spanish, mada. Like they're not that they're saying the dirty tricks, but dirty little tricks. Yeah.
And in one of your previous fights, you defeated, I think that the best fighter that you faced, it was like a second round finish, Miles Hansinger.
Yes.
And of course, he was like in the Ultimate Fighter. He didn't fought actually because I believe that he was injured, but in the end, it's like really good win for you. And of course, there were some things after the fight. And do you think that it can give you some it could give you some additional like exposure for your career? Because in the end, for like fans who are deep in the regional scene, they definitely know who you are, but for the like bigger audience, they maybe not be so familiar with you. So do you think that it could help the situation could help a little bit?
Yeah, it did help. Um, this wasn't the first time that I went viral. I had the head kick a long time ago. Not a long time ago, but in MMA, 3 years is a long time. I had a head kick that went viral, and then this happened, and it went viral again. And I wasn't trying to do that at all on purpose. Some words were exchanged. and it ended up leading to that. But it was actually in Vegas, a huge crowd. There was a couple of UFC executives there, and I thought that was gonna be what got me in. But it is what it is, and I keep going forward and keep getting finishes. I keep 100%.
And actually, in your fights, like fans can see that you are a very good grappler. You have a really good rear naked choke. And did you start with like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as the first, let's say, combat sport?
And no, my first sport was wrestling.
So
Wrestled
you,
here in Miami, Florida, at a school called Southwest.
but in the end, you have, of course, good wrestling. But I think that when you are on the like opponent's back, it's like really really tough to stop you. So I think that it's like your finishing move if it would be like wrestling.
Yeah, I like grappling. Um, what usually happens is, when they give that back, either I'm ground and pounding, or like they don't want to get hit with an elbow or whatever the case. They give me the back, and then okay, you're gonna give me the choke. I'm gonna take it home with me.
And you train in the Freedom Fighters, right?
Yes, here in Miami, Florida.
And was it like the first full MMA gym that you went to?
A full MMA competition like training, yes. I had trained at a smaller gym, but they didn't have at the time they didn't have anybody competing, and this is the first real competition gym that I came to that had everything. It had everything there, and everybody strives to compete. Everybody wants to fight. I have one of my teammates that he's about to get into the UFC as well, Sean Mora. Other teammates that have had highlight reels that have gone viral.
Yes, and I actually think that Sean is one of the like best bantamweights outside of the UFC. So I think that it's definitely like this year it should be the time that he will get there.
Yeah, I got some news, but I'm not gonna release it until he releases it. I'll let him release it, and it'll be some good news coming soon, very soon.
And of course, like your win against like Miles was probably one of the biggest one. But also I checked that you started your amateur career with the win over like Daniel Morrison, who is also like a really good fighter. He actually fought for the CFFC title. So actually, you started your career against a really good opponent too.
Yeah, and it's funny that you bring him up. He's a great person, and we've seen each other countless of times. I like him. I like his coach. I like his family. And it's crazy how both of our careers. I met him that time. We go. We fought against each other, and we've both been on a path. He's doing great in his MMA career. I'm doing great, and I'm just happy that I was able to share the cage with him.
And do you think sometimes about like your life if like MMA wouldn't exist? So what kind of life and career would you pursue?
So I'm actually a full time deputy sheriff. I'm a cop. So I do both. I already have my career, and a lot of people either know or don't know. So yeah, I work full time and I train full time.
So in the like training camp, how you can combine both things?
It depends. Let's say I do have sufficient time. I am allowed to take time off from work, and some people are fortunate. Like I'm in a good unit where I get to train. We get to train a lot. So we actually have a thing in my department called the Hive, which is a free jujitsu, striking, wrestling for all officers in the whole Miami-Dade County. So we go teach and we compete. All cops, firefighters, and we go and we're able to train there. So it's good. I get different looks, not just at my gym, but there. And we've had people that are. I'll give you an example. Ruben Alvarez, that guy competed in ADCCs. Uh, he comes by. He helps out a lot. We have a bunch of black belts We have people that fought amateur fights, pro fights. We have pro boxers. Like in my unit, I had a pro boxer that had I think like almost 30 pro boxing fights, winning record. So I get to train with all different type of people while I'm at work.
So it's actually I don't think that there
If
are
if it's feasible, if we're not busy.
yes, yes, and actually don't think that there are many jobs that you can train while we are like in work.
Yeah. So it's a very good thing that we have. It keeps us healthy. Make sure, and we get to teach other officers who don't know what they're doing, or not that they do know, but we teach them more to keep them safe, keep the community safe, and it's a good tool, and it's good for your health to be healthy. Don't want to be eating bad stuff like donuts all day.
And do you think when you get to the UFC, you would still want to do both things? So
What?
like working.
Yeah, why not? It's always my dream was always to be in law enforcement. My father's in law enforcement. I have a lot of family in law enforcement, and Stipe Miocic, a perfect example. He's a firefighter. He became a world champion. I'll give you another example. My weight class, Jacoby Smith. He's a firefighter now too. So why not do both? Why can they do it and why can I not do it? That's the way I think about it. If people have full-time career, and you see a lot of fighters, eh, Mighty Mouse was working construction all the way till toward the end when he started really making good money in the UFC. But in my case, I could be making crazy money and I still want to do this because it's my passion. I love it as well.
So it's great when you have like the sport that you love and work job that you love. It's like almost perfect life.
Exactly. I have no complaints. I'm happy all the time.
And do you have like in your mind the fighter from the UFC that you would be interested in fighting? So let's say that in just few weeks you will get some kind of opportunity to fight in the UFC. You could pick your opponent. Do you have maybe some name?
At 170, I just there's a couple guys that they've when I've gone viral, they've commented some stuff. There's a couple, but I would honestly, I really don't care who the name is. I just want to be there and be able to show my skill set because I know I deserve to be there. I know I have the talent, I have the work ethic. I train 7 days a week, and when I'm working and when I get out of work, I'm training. If I have to do it before work, I'm training. So I don't give excuses, and I know that I can and I will be there. And whoever they put in front of me, whatever I got to do to sign the whoever's name it is what it is. I'm gonna handle business.
And of course, you are like the kind of finisher because you finished everybody. And when you are in the gym and you are training, what do you think about your cardio? Because in the end, we could see a little bit in your last fight, but it still it wasn't like 15 minutes. So do you think that it can be like advantage of your style?
So a lot of people don't know this. My last fight, I got staph infection twice, so I had antibiotics. Going into the fight, I had a sinus infection. So I was on antibiotics again. So three times the fight camp antibiotics. I was doing the we have a machine that it's like a medicine machine just to try to clear the sinuses out. So I fought sick. I wasn't good, and I know that if I have to fight 15 minutes, I'm good. I'm not. My cardio has never been a problem. I think the last fight, what people saw, maybe I looked that I was gassed. Yeah, because I was sick. Other than that, I've never had that issue. And then inside the gym, I'm always doing the extra rounds. And when I'm running, I run a lot. So I don't think. If you've seen my other fights, I don't get tired. And the last one, at least I got to show that I have the dog in me. And if it does go into the third round, I'm still looking for the finish. I don't want to go to the judge's decision.
Yes, and actually, it was like really impressive. If you were like sick and you still were able to fight for like 12 minutes, I believe, and still finish him, it's like a big thing.
Yeah.
And do you have maybe also the fighter from the UFC or the fight in the UFC right now that you are really looking forward to watch?
I'm looking forward to I would say the White House card, but I do want to see I'm a big fan of Sean Brady. I remember Sean Brady's last fight before going into the UFC. I saw him fight at the Hard Rock. I like Sean Brady. I like, people even though they're in my weight class, I like them. I'm looking forward to watching him fight, and I would like to see the Gaethje versus Topuria fight. That's going to be a good one.
And do you think that Justin can like present as some challenges that can be like problems for Ilya?
I I know Gaethje. I'm a big fan of Gaethje too. He does have a lot of power, but it all depends if he's going to use his leg kicks, his wrestling. He doesn't use his wrestling at all. He really doesn't. So, but Toporia's another animal, and I want to see how it goes. I really do want to see that fight. I feel like it's going to be very competitive. I don't think it's going to. It might be a fight that gets somebody ends up getting knocked out really quick, or I feel like it could go all the rounds.
And actually, you mentioned like Sean Brady before, and I think that they gave him like a Morales fight, and it was of course a tough fight because before he defeated like Leon Edwards, who of course was a champion. So in the end, the UFC could give him a title shot because in the end he earned it at that time.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I have also one question because I think that it's like also a big fight like Kamzat Chimaev will defend his title against Sean Strickland.
Sean.
Yes, yes. And do you think also that if the Sean can be a problem for Kamzat in some ways?
So I would say Sean, big body as well. He looked in really like good shape his last fight. A lot of people said it. His cardio, he looked good. He looked like he did have a good training camp. Now, how will he do against Kamzat's like relentless pressure of, hey, I'm gonna take you down and just smash, smash, smash. So it all depends. If you could stop that wrestling, anything could happen on standing. So you can see what happened with Gilbert Burns and Kamzat.
Yes, it was like a crazy fight, crazy.
Yeah.
And of course, you are probably like busy man because you have like work, job. You have also the like a lot of training, but when you have a little bit more free time for some like hobbies or passions, do you have something additional outside of like a fight game?
Yeah. I just remembered it wasn't Kamzat and Gilbert. It was Kamzat and Usman. And out of fighting, yeah, I have. I like to barbecue, make food. I like to go out, enjoy life. Hobbies, oof. I like shooting because of work. I go to the range, so get some good shooting in.
So you have to be like super focused, right?
Yeah, no, and it's fun. It's relaxing. You get to go there, and you have to be as depending on what you're doing, you have to be perfect. And it goes back to other things where, if you mess up one place, that can lead to you, not hitting target or different things in that aspect. Where in fighting, if you don't train a certain way, it's I would say it's almost like fighting, but in your mental, it's like, hey, I need to do this, 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 and this. So even though it's a hobby, I think about it that way. It's a good way to get. I'm not fighting, but I'm doing things that have to be done a certain way.
Okay, Luis, so many thanks for the time and for conversation. I hope that you will fight again soon. And of course, I would love to see you in the UFC in Miami in the UFC next year. You would be like perfect fighter to be on the card.
Thank you. I hope so too. We'll speed that into existence.